Hi, everyone. So this is a quick recap of the talk I gave on Sunday, which is on the Sermon on the Mount, maybe specifically about the line, go through the narrow gate, but a bit of a summary of the whole thing. And I've got 2 points for you. The first is about the gaze, and the second one is about the yoke. Jesus says to not blow your trumpet when you're giving stuff in the offering. And although he didn't mean physical trumpets, he probably meant something about how the offering box made a noise when you threw coins in it if you did it in the right way. The point remains as to who are you looking at for attention from. The phrase "the gaze" is this idea that there's people watching and we're endlessly trying to seek their approval. We do that through all kinds of different ways. It's from the clothes that we wear, the stuff we put on social media, it's from the way that we walk down the street, it's the stories that we tell about ourselves. Are we endlessly at the mercy of the gaze, this feeling that other people are looking at us and judging us? Is that where we get our self-esteem from? And Jesus says, stop it. Be free from the gaze. Stop living to impress people with the amount of money that you give in the offering basket. Stop trying to impress people with your long words at prayer meetings. Can you live for the audience of one? Can you just care about what your father thinks about you? Can you be free from the gaze? That's the first point. Then the second point is about the yoke. Now, in Jesus' day, there's lots of different people with lots of different ideas who would stand up and say, look, guys, this is how we should live. Someone else would stand up and be like, no, forget that. This is how you should live. So there are different schools of thought. Some people in Jesus' day were like, oh, if you want to say grace over a meal, you have to do it at a specific time. And another school of thought would be like, no, you can do it a bit later. And other people would be like, if you want to get divorced, you can do it if the food gets burnt, just get a divorce over that. And another school of thought was like, no, you shouldn't get divorced over such minor things. You should work through arguments. Anyway, lots of different conflicting ideas about how to live. And each of those ideas was known as the rabbi's yoke. It was the thing that you carried if you followed that teacher. If you followed that rabbi, that teacher, you carried their yoke, you carried their way of living, you carried their teachings. And so if Jesus calls us to be free from the gaze, gives us lots of ideas in the Sermon on the Mount, he's essentially giving us his yoke. This is my teaching. This is how I want you to live. This is how I want you to treat your enemies. This is how I want you to love. This is how I want you to forgive. This is how I want you to show kindness. This is how I want you to show grace. Can we carry the yoke of Christ? Can we carry it into situations that are difficult? Can we carry it into work on a Tuesday morning? Can we carry that way of living, of that expressing the divine that's within us? Can we carry a way of living beautifully that Jesus calls us to? Can we carry his yoke? He says it's easy. He says it's light. It's his way of living. It's his way of living beautifully. Can we carry that teaching and live in his way of love? The way might be narrow, but it's worth it. Have fun to chat about it. Bye.